Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Colin, also known as Mox Jade, and I thought that it would be fun to try something new on this channel. I've been given a really interesting project to work on. In just a few weeks, my sister Kaylee and my dear friend Johnny are getting married. Johnny, by the way, does all of the art for all of my Mox Jade projects, and so you're familiar with his work. I'm so excited for their marriage. I'm actually officiating the wedding, but I've also been given one more really cool thing to do for the wedding, and that is I have been tasked with writing a song for Johnny and Kaylee's first dance. And I thought that it would be interesting for me to try and document my process of songwriting and song creation, because at this point, I'm doing this from scratch. I have some ideas, but other than that, because I've been procrastinating, I actually don't have anything actually written yet, anything done yet. So I figured it would be fun to just give you some insight into how my process works. And so that's the journey that we are starting today. Well, welcome to the studio. This is my first songwriting session. I'm toying around with a couple different ideas, but the idea that I think I'm gonna go with today, that I think I'm most excited about and I think is most promising, is Johnny and Kaylee have a special show that they love. They really love anime. They're super weebs, you know, and so am I, so I better admit that too. They have the show that they love, which is also one of my favorite anime, which is called Clannad. So Clannad is this story about this character, Tomoya Okazaki, who is a delinquent. Things are not going his way in life, but through the whole first season, he begins to really start to help other people and to see other people. We notice as he finishes these character arcs with all of these other characters that an orb of light will flow off into the sky. And it's revealed in season 2 that these orbs of light are produced when someone finds a moment of true joy, of true happiness. And there's also this legend that if someone collects enough of these orbs, that they could actually make a wish. And so I won't get too much into spoilers for Clannad for any of you who are anime fans and might be interested in watching it, but ultimately it's a love story. It's a story for me about community and family and coming around people who are in need. And so I kind of want to riff on that idea. That's what I'm going to try to do. I actually am not sure whether or not this is going to work or not. If this may end up being just a big waste of time and I might have to jump to another idea, but I'm going to give it a shot and I'm going to mess around with this idea of these light orbs and see if I can make anything happen with that lyrically. If I had one wish, I'd wish for you. If I had daughter, I'd see you through. Alright, so I've got this melodic idea, but I don't know exactly where to go with it lyrically. These lights in the sky are shining so bright. If I had one wish, I'd wish for you. If I had one... Alright, I'm going to move off that idea for a minute and kind of toy around with something else, because we're just creating. Can I take you to a place where wishes come true? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, so I have some promising ideas. My brain is starting to hurt and my ideas are starting to become mediocre, and so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. All right, it's a couple days later and I don't have much to show for it. I've actually been really struggling with, again, I have these rough ideas of a verse and a chorus, and filling them out lyrically has been really hard. And so today I decided I was gonna take a shower. I just got out of the shower. Sometimes that helps me sort of think more creatively, but instead of coming up with an idea for the chorus or the first verse, I actually was sort of struck with inspiration for what might be sort of a second verse part. And in Clannad, there's this moment at the beginning of the show where the two main characters, Tomoya and Nagisa, meet each other, and it ends up being an important moment for the rest of the show. And they meet each other at the very beginning at the foot of a hill. It's this really amazing scene under cherry blossom trees, and I thought that would be a cool kind of image to explore. It's pretty sort of inelegant. You know, if you're someone who makes art, hopefully this is helpful for you to see how sort of inelegant this process can be until everything sort of comes together. So I'm thinking something like this. If I could start again, I would still meet you at the foot of the hill, and our journey begins. As the cherry blossoms fall, I do it all the same. Da 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 da. I wouldn't change a thing. Our story is perfect. It's a rough idea, but it's something. So over the last few days, I've been hammering out the lyrics on the unfinished parts of the song, just working out a rough draft. And then I showed that rough draft to Sydney. We also placed it in a good key for her voice. She also gave me feedback on the parts of the song where the lyrics were kind of clunky. That's how you know you're in a good relationship, is if you're with someone who's willing to tell you when your songwriting is bad. And so that was really helpful. I took another look at those parts and I'm much more happy with them. So we have a working full rough draft of the song, and today what I'm doing is I'm going to be writing piano parts. So I've been living with this piano part for a few days now, and it's undergone about 1 million iterations. And I really believe that that time to allow something to sort of creatively marinate is really important. I found as I was kind of working on this piano part that I was imposing these different ideas on the song, like, hey, it would be really cool to have sort of a pulsing 1 and 5, or, you know, what if I did this sort of rhythm with it? In my experience with art and especially music, you know, when I'm trying too hard to make something work and you're working at it for a really long time and it's really difficult, usually what you're doing is wrong and it's time to take a break. Being able to sort of listen to just a little recording of me playing this and coming back and asking, okay, what does the song want? What is this song asking for? In my experience, that's oftentimes a lot less than what I want to do. For the first verse and for the first chorus, that we're just going to keep it simple. And that's going to kind of be our bed that the melody happens over. The Clannad soundtrack is really cool and really emotional. It's very piano based. There's all these sort of really sort of sprinkly arpeggios. So I've been working on this arpeggio in the right hand. We're starting off with something really simple. I'm thinking verse 2 would be a really good time to add some complexity and some beauty. I started out with some arpeggios in our right hand, and what I discovered was I could also arpeggiate the chords in the left hand in the opposite way, and that makes some really interesting textures. And I think that's going to create some really beautiful emotion. I've got what I think is the piano part, and it's time really to just start rehearsing for the actual day, so I'm really excited. Hey everyone, this is our first rehearsal with the final version of this song, and this is my wife Sydney.
Hi.
And we're just gonna go for it and see what happens.
How soon do I start?
After the second one.
So, right here.
So what that's going to be is, but I'm too dumb to play it right. What does it sound like in head voice?
Probably better.
Cherry blossoms fall. That's how I hear it, I think.
Yeah, that sounds.
Well, let's try it.
When I was doing it, I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
So.
I could probably use another run on that.
I could use probably 2 more runs on that.
Yeah, like 1 million more runs. Just keep going. Yeah, until we get it right, huh?
Can I take you to a place where wishes come true?
Yes.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well, it's time for the big reveal. The wedding was a few days ago and we performed, and I'm really happy with how it went. We were a lot more nervous than we thought we were going to be.
Really nervous.
I'm really happy with the song. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Well, we're gonna play the footage for you. We're so excited to share this song with you. If you like what you saw today, we'd love it if you would like, subscribe, hit that notifications bell. Also, if you would like to hear a full studio version of this song, go ahead and comment below. We're thinking about recording it. Let's check it out.